Hello everyone. Now here we are, and here I'm going to teach a lesson about lesson 5, chapter 15, unit 5, estuary and freshwater ecosystem. First of all, estuary is new for you, right? We are going to learn what does it mean. Before that, I'll turn on my light on. Here we go. Let's get started. I guess not. Okay, here. So this is our objectives, our lesson objectives. So one of them is define estuary, as I have said. We need to know what's estuary. First of all, it's new for you, and we need to know what is it all about. Is that something in the water farm or what? And here we need to know what does it do, the estuary. So we should know the estuary are dynamic environments where rivers belong to the ocean. So here in the lesson objective, it said a part of the meaning, but we need to expand to know the better meaning of it. So we need to be able to find estuary different water bodies, especially freshwater or river. So there will be a picture displayed, and from the picture we need to find which one of them is estuary. It's a picture of a river or lake, as I've said here, freshwater or river. Yeah. So we need to know the characteristics of estuary, threats to estuary ecosystem. Know that the freshwater ecosystem includes moving and standing water. That's for the next objective. So in that objective we will know freshwater ecosystem, adaptations, freshwater organisms. Then a main idea. So this is first main idea, second main idea, and third main idea. So the third one is ponds and lakes. So their common features, we're going to see what are they, what do they mean by their common features. Then we will summarize this lesson. This one don't need to mind about. So let's get started. This is our first main idea. Let's know what is estuary. Estuary is a parallel enclosed body of water formed where a river flows into the ocean. Estuary is a mix of fresh water and salt water. So now we understood what is estuary. Estuary is a mix of fresh water and salt water. Means it's mixed up. Fresh water is here, salt water is here. They combine together and mix up. So this is a picture. Let's find estuary here. Here it is. This is where estuary is located. In between. There's fresh water and there's salty water. So formed in between. There are places like that. For example, Nile River, they could have it. Yeah. Rivers carries a lot of nutrition. So there are a lot of benefits of the river, and it have vegetation here. So it have nutrition where there's life for benefits for organism and all this. Estuaries form a transition zone between river environments and maritime environments. So this is what the estuary do. Do you see here something like transition, something brown color, yellow color? This is what we call estuary. So from here is the start of estuary actually. Then it goes here. So this is what we call estuary. It forms transition. This is the transition. And this is not estuary actually. It's something like beach. So this is estuary, as we know. They are subject both to marine influence such as tides and waves. So this goes to a condition where it could be waves, tides. Something cool like beach. But it's cooler than beach. It's between cold and warm. Moderate, normal. Now we need to know its characteristics of estuary. The advantages, the benefits of estuary. Look. So estuary creates this. We need to know what does it mean. The Tejo estuary in Portugal is an important stopover point for migratory birds. So that means here, so those birds, they migrate to that estuary due to their homeostasis. So from cooler place they're going to warm place because estuary is not that cold, so they go to estuary. First of all, it's a clean water, fresh water, something like that, nice water. So it contains minerals for the birds. So it allows those birds to easily survive here. That's a good thing. Large number of species thrive and highly productive ecosystem. So there, they live there and they give birth to each other here. So with the help of estuary, many organisms go there. If there wasn't, what will happen to those organisms? I don't know. Provide refuge. Refuge means safety, for many species, spawning grounds. So the color that's on the estuary is the safety for them. Even though if they put their face under the water, still nothing will happen to their face. Still they're fine. But if they go to salty water, their face will be like moist, something like that. Means old. And for fresh water, I think freezing face, something like that. I don't. 75% of the fish we eat depends on estuary ecosystem partners. So that's why in the market we see a lot of fish. They are seeing a lot of fish. They want us to eat the fish. So those fish that they are bringing, they are coming from good water. Estuary water equal to good water. So this makes those organisms to live healthy. Estuary makes the organisms to live healthy. So if we eat the fish, we will be healthy. So there's nothing in the fish that affects badly on us. We are getting good benefits, good advantages on us. Birds rely on estuary as a refuge and safety from the cold weather during parts of year. As I have said, changing conditions in estuary present challenges for species live there. You know what? There are some of those species that they have difficulty adaptations. So it's like a challenge for them. They are not adapted to that condition, to that temperature, to that feeling of estuary. So it's challenging for them. It's look like a hard working for them. They have to adapt to the condition of estuary here. Threats to estuaries. We need to know what it's all about. Over 80% of estuaries have been lost to land development. Threats means the disadvantages. So here we have two keywords. Characteristics, threats. Characteristics means benefits, advantages. And threats means disadvantages, drawbacks. Yeah, that's right. So that's what we do this for these two keywords. So it's said that most of the estuaries have been lost to land developments. Sadly, there's something like waves and tides. It's pushing the water, means pushing the estuary water into the land. Then it dry out. That's the lose of estuary. Means the number of estuaries is getting less because going to the land and drying out. Most of them. Estuaries are made up of a variety of ecosystems including salts, marshes, mudflats, open water, mangrove forests, and tidal. Those people, those organisms, when they go to estuary, they are lucky. They are lucky to have this estuary for themselves. Yeah, because they cannot find estuary everywhere, and it's really hard to find estuary everywhere. It's because of tides and waves pushing estuary into the land and dry it out. Estuaries, as it's said, that made up of the followings of ecosystem. These are types of water bodies. Open water, as I've showed you in the picture, the river. Then I told you that's the lake. It's actually open water. Means from narrow to wide. So mangrove forest estuary also made a mangrove forest. Means wetland. Here you will see it later on. Here. The removal of estuaries also make coastal areas more vulnerable to flood damages from catastrophic storms such as hurricane. For example, one of the causes of lose of estuary, means the removal of estuary, is hurricane. Hurricane is the one. It's a catastrophic storm, which cause flood damage. So it's when it is removing the estuary, it's something painful. Ouch! For the environment. So without the estuary, how can we have healthy food? Think about it. Healthy water. Think about it. We are lucky that in Bahrain there are places, factories, that they desolate water, they desolate the seawater. It means actually we are drinking seawater. But they desolate it in a way that to remove the salt from the waters, sand from the water, clean it, then give to us that we drink. That's desolation. It's actually they do it in a machine, in a tank. So here we are. Second main area. Freshwater ecosystem include moving and standing water. Let's know about freshwater. Let's go deep into it. Rivers and streams are the flowing bodies of fresh water that serve as path through many different ecosystems. So the fresh water, the only fresh water that are found in rivers and streams. So only the streams and rivers are fresh water, not any other thing. Maybe lake don't be fresh water. Who should know? Yeah. Because there are lakes that are salty, so that's why it doesn't have fresh water in them. Rivers, streams, along with lakes, ponds, originate from watershed. Let's know what's watershed. So now we understood what about the lakes and ponds. Lakes and ponds are the same thing. So before we had 2, now it's 4. So only those 4 places, 4 things, they contain fresh water, in which fresh water are made of. Only fresh water are found in those 4. Yes. So not in any other place they have fresh water. What's this in the picture? What's in the picture showing? What's that part? What do we call it? We call this watershed endpoint. Means, for example, you see here rivers. There is an end actually. Cannot be that there be endless river at all. It's impossible. Endless river. So or else, for where it's coming? From the sky? From the space? The water's coming? Cannot be. So it starts. First of all, I'm going to explain briefly. First of all, it comes from the mountain. First, it's snow on the mountain. Yeah, probably the snow comes from the poles or Greenland. It's snow on the mountains. Then when the weather gets warmer, the climate gets warmer, those snow melt and fall down like a stream. It flows like a river. Yeah, it's a river actually. It flows. So it comes from here. From here, and here. All in one. Then end up here. There is the collection of the water. So that's what we call watershed. So this is the definition of watershed. Is a region of land that drains into a river system, or another body of water. So this is the system of the fresh water. Yeah. So those people, they develop houses there. They develop near the river, especially in the Nile River. It's because there are a lot of vegetation here, benefits here. So they need water from the river, especially the fresh water from the river. Actually, fresh water is river. River is fresh water. Yeah. Freshwater ecosystems. It includes rivers, streams, wetlands. Here we're going to see what's wetlands. So mangrove forest is a wetland. Among most productive ecosystems. What's the most among most productive ecosystems? We will know what's this in this picture? Why are trees on the water? Bush on the water, leaves on the water, branches on the water, mosses on the water. It's because it's a wetland. So that's why we see it like this, something like strange. At all, it's not strange. Wetland is not strange. It's not strange at all, the wetland. So the most productive ecosystem on Earth is the wetland. Because it's a fresh water, first of all. Second of all, it contains a lot of water. Third of all, it goes to these plants here. Like in moisture, help the plants to grow. Fourth, the people, the organisms can eat the plants. Here's somewhere here. Fifth, there are peoples here like farmers. They can collect resources from the plants here and waters here. And sixth, create something from it and develop it and spread to people. That's what it's all about. So this is the definition of wetland. A wetland is an area of land that is saturated by ground or surface water for at least part of the year. Saturated and unsaturated comes from heterogeneous, homogeneous. So saturated means heterogeneous. Saturated means that it is easily dissolving the particles that are found in the water. For example, mud. You throw mud on the water and it dissolves the mud. Maybe to stitch to the ground that's under the sea, or it may collapse. Yeah, it may break into parts, pieces, and dissolve. Means disappear. Means the mud disappear. That's what I mean. If you paddle down a river in a canoe, you have probably witnessed the change in shoreline ecosystem beach. So for example, here is a beach and here is a river, something like that, river, lake or pond. For example, you are in the canoe, going in between, or you go here, here, here. It made them to mix up. So this creates a change in them. Over there is a water and there is salt. With the canoe, it's something like this. Together. Mix, and that's what you have, salty water at the beach. Either by sand or either by salt under the water. Yeah. A wetland filters dirty water and renews underground stores. What? How does it make sense that it filters dirty water? Oh yeah, it's possible actually. So a wetland, it contains something that cleans the dirty water that's found in the fresh water. That be benefit for the plants. Adaptations of freshwater organisms. What's this picture all about? What can we see from this picture? We see a river, big river. Why is this picture here? I need to know why. As the Colorado River travels southward from Colorado to Mexico, means from here to here, it flows through different ecosystems, including forest and desert. So that's why we see here forest and deserts. They adapt to the conditions that they have here, weather and the water temperature. And same thing with the water. So that's why we have the picture here and the information. The particular variety of freshwater organisms found in a body of water depends on a number of factors. What are the factors? These factors include water temperature, oxygen level, pH, potential for hydrogen, and the water flow rate. So this is abiotic factors. It depends on these factors of the water condition. The water condition depends on the factors there. Some aquatic insects such as stonefly have hooks on their body. Let's see. So this is a stonefly. So they have on their body hooks located behind. Thank God we don't have the stonefly. It's really very dangerous. For example, if you go here to our skin, it may peel it off and we will have a lot of blood here and infection. That's too bad. Thank God that this region doesn't have the Gulf region doesn't have it. The stonefly. Some of them. We also have Mayfly, Junefly, and Julyfly. Those stonefly, fly that have stone. Now let's see the characteristics of ponds and lakes. So their characteristics is actually their zones. Characteristics is equal to zones. So that's why they say characteristics, because it's their zones. Let's see what are the zones. You have littoral zones, area between the high and the low water, marks along the shoreline of a lake, similar to intertidal. So I guess here the characteristic means the zones of lakes and ponds are like the ocean zones. I did not teach you this lesson, yeah, but you may have heard it before. This look like highest here, intertidal, Nearctic, Basal, Abyssal, darkest, downest. But Bayasal is the biggest, yeah. Nearctic, intertidal. So it means by intertidal zone, it's not the level actually. It's depends on its size. Because littoral zone, which is the first zone, first of all, it's small. It's the smallest zone. Second of all, it is way close to the land. Intertidal is close to the beach, it's the sand that's on the beach, which is the land. Same thing with the littoral. So it have high and low water marks along the shoreline. So here we have limnetic zone. It refers to the open water located further from the shoreline, also called the pelagic zone, is characterized by plankton. So here, according to here, we understand that the level is not going like this. The level is going like this. So, yeah. So it's from narrow to wider. So this much wide is limnetic zone. There's another nickname for it, is pelagic zone here. So plankton control the limnetic zone. It's similar to Nearctic zone because also Nearctic zone have planktons. Benthic zone is the lake, ponds, bottom where less sunlight reaches. Composers such as bacteria live in its modern sun. So benthic zone is under littoral zone and limnetic zone. It's similar to that surface which is on there. Here you can see the picture. It's how it looks like. How it looks like. So littoral zones here. Now we understood here. Depends on the depth of water. Here is said open water because of the depth here, first of all. Second of all, of the distance here. There are some other zones here. Actually, the depth of the water is not limited. It's euphotic zone. Euphotic zone is the depth. Limnitic is the length. It's similar to math, geometry, width, length, height. So you go here, you'll see all around the water. That's limnitic zone. So benthic zone is way under them, under those three. Actually, there are 4 zones here, but here it shows 3, according to the book. So, littoral zone have plants, but limnitic and euphotic doesn't have. But in benthic zone, there are no plants there, but have bacteria, which is decomposers. They live under the plants here. It looks like under the ground, but here under the sea, way under, on the land, something like that. For example, if this plant dies, then there's something under it will remove it, something like that. It looks like pulling its root, pulling the plant way away, but in different way. You know what's the decomposer, right? So let's know the facts about them. During summer and winter, I may not explain it, the water temperature within a lake is stratified, which means that different layers of the lake have different temperatures. All of the water within a lake turn over periodically. This happens because water is most dense at 4 degrees Celsius. This upwelling brings nutrition such as bites of decaying plants and animals from the benthic zone to the surface, where they are eaten by surface dwelling. I think you need to memorize these facts. Maybe you'll be asked for it. Let's summarize this lesson. First question. Compare, contrast ocean zones of the lake. I told you about ocean zones of the lake. Ocean zones like this, and lakes and pond zones are like this. Yeah. First of all, compare them. Yeah. So I'll wait for a while. This is the answer. In contrast, lakes and ponds have fresh water, but oceans have salty water. Up to its pH. Ocean zones deeper than lakes and pond zones. Actually, it's easier for you to swim in lakes and ponds. It depends on its depth. There's nothing to harm you, and the water is fresh, so you can swim there. Actually, there are people swimming there. So in compare, they both have water molecule, which is H2O, and their zones are almost the same levels in water. This means same. In levels means the sizes of each. smaller to biggest, and the darkest is bathyal. Let's see here. It's benthic. So benthic you see here is the darkest zone, which we call it abyssal. Here bathyal, which is euphotic, lymphatic, neuritic, which is characterized by planktons. Littoral, it's close to the land, like intertidal. That's what we know. Let's get to the question. So that's how we compare. Anyway, I didn't show you there in the slide about the diagram, the picture about the levels of the ocean zones. Is because you already know them. You learned it before. Let's go second question. Compare and contrast eastern and freshwater. It's all in this lesson. I want you to summarize the whole lesson, what you know about it. This question is important because it summarizes the whole lesson. Because the whole lesson is all about this. And a part of this. So this is like big summary, small summary. Okay, I'm waiting for you here. Answer the question down below in the comment place. Yeah. Here is the answer. Freshwater is a part of estuary, but less dense. Actually, it looks like estuary is bigger than freshwater. It's a big system, but freshwater is not salty. In order to make it same as estuary, if it was beach water, ocean water, yeah, salty water, or it will not be estuary. It will be like a ocean. If there is no fresh water at all, then there is no estuary. It will be ocean only. Means bad. So it's actually not necessary for you to solve this worksheet. You can solve it if you want to. So, in order to solve this worksheet, take a screenshot, either your phone or your laptop, then crop it, print it, solve it with pencils or pen, or else you can just solve in the computer by hold the left click and write here, something like this. Agrio pain. I wrote it. I already wrote it. Then I scribbled. That's what I mean. Yeah. So that's actually end of the unit ecology. If you learn ecology, then we can do this, or else you cannot learn. So that's the end of the lesson. Congratulations to me. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for participating in this presentation. So, if you have anything to say, not only you answer the question, you can also say something about this video. Yeah. And if you like this video, thumbs up. If you hate this video, thumbs down. I took too hard to prepare it. I took a hard work to prepare this presentation, and I want to see all of you, or most of you, like this video. Yeah. So, if you're interested in this channel, just subscribe in the subscribe button. This channel, not only this video it have many different kinds and categories of videos. Means not only one category, several categories. So see you and bye. Wait.